Before we begin, please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the content presented here has been exaggerated or taken out of context. These are the exact statements made by the prosecution team, defense team, David, James, and Cassie's mom in a federal court on May 20th, 2025. Some words have been censored to comply with YouTube's guidelines. What you're about to hear is a voiced reading of David James and Cassie Ventura's mom's testimony from the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Source: courtroom reporter at Inner City Press on X.com. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion. What you're about to hear is the finale of David James's testimony and Cassie's mom's testimony from beginning to end.
What about physical violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie? Did you personally observe it?
No, I did not.
Do you remember a blog post?
Yes, I was in LA when he came back from a club.
What did Mr. Combs say?
That someone was lying on him, saying he hit Cassie at the club. He went through my browser history. No one had ever done that to me.
Did Mr. Combs give you instructions about Cassie?
To bring her food at the London hotel and some Roscoe.
What is Roscoe's?
Some delicious fried chicken in Los Angeles.
What did you do for Mr. Combs in New York?
I'd bring him applesauce Jello Fiji water, his toiletry bag with ointments just for men. We bought 40 items so he wouldn't call us later. I'd get a key like at the Trump International. I'd set up the medicine bag and the personal Louis Vuitton bag.
What was in it?
A Viagra ecstasy perks.
How did you go about replenishing these supplies?
I'd use my personal credit card. Bad boy paid me back.
Who paid you back?
Usually bonds.
Did Mr. Combs ever stay alone in a hotel?
Never. Usually Cassie. Sometimes other women.
Did he ask you for things during a stay?
He'd text me for an iPod or food.
Did anything strange ever happen?
Yes, in Miami. He asked for an iPod from his house on Star Island. I drove it to his hotel and knocked. No answer. I had the key. I'd set up the room.
What did you see?
Cassie on the bed. There was another person who sort of skewered away and the shower was on. I thought Mr. Combs was in there.
How was she sleeping?
On her back.
At this moment, the defense objected but was sustained.
What about the other person?
He was about 5 feet 8 inches with long hair and a large endowment. He skewered away.
Did you ask anything?
I wasn't hired to ask about their personal affairs.
Did you ever pick up drugs for Mr. Combs?
Yes, Percocets at a pharmacy sometimes in my name.
Did you give him permission to use your name?
I don't recall that.
Was there a drug dealer?
Yes, one stop.
He met with a lot of people?
Yes, even former presidents.
Which one?
Former President Obama.
What was your understanding would have happened if you hadn't done these things?
At this moment, the defense objected and the judge sustained it.
Did you ever take ecstasy?
Yes, I was drinking Cyrock. I took ecstasy. I was Diddy booping.
What do you mean?
I was vibing.
Did you speak with Mr. Combs about it?
He was reviewing footage of the party. We had a videographer who filmed the parties. He asked me, "Hey, Playboy, was that you dancing around at the party?" I said yes, and he said, "I'm going to keep the video in case I ever need it."
Meaning?
That I'd be embarrassed.
Did anything ever go missing?
They said a bracelet was missing. Uncle Paulie came to my hotel room and searched my belongings and those of my girlfriend at the time.
Could you have said no?
At this moment, the defense objected and the judge said to move on.
Did you ever have to take a lie detector test?
Yes,
Who was present?
just me and this gentleman. It was very intimidating. They put monitors on my head, my chest, and my hand.
Could you refuse?
Not to keep my job.
Did this happen again?
Yes. When Mr. Combs said a watch of his had been stolen.
What was the result?
The gentleman told me I seemed nervous. I said, "Sure I am." Once Capricorn Clark had to take a lie detector to prove she wasn't part of a heist of Mr. Combs' jewelry.
Was there an incident at Mel's Diner with Suge Knight?
Yes, I drove the Silver Navigator to get cheeseburgers there. Drock said, "That's Mother Shoe Knight." He went over and said, "What's up?" Suge Knight didn't recognize him. Drock said, "I'm Biggie's boy."
What happened next?
We noticed 4 black SUVs to different sides of the parking lot. I saw someone hand Suge Knight a gun. Drock said, "We gotta get out of here." We drove back to the house.
What did you find there?
Cassie was crying. Mr. Combs got in the vehicle. I saw 3 guns on his lap. I felt calm because we'd been in a silver vehicle, now a black one. They wouldn't see us coming.
What did you find at Mel's diner?
Shoe Knight had left. Mr. Combs said, drive around the block.
What did you decide?
To leave the company. They offered me other positions, but I just wanted to leave. My life was at risk.
No further questions. You didn't tell all this the first time.
They told me to stop, to not say anything that would incriminate me.
Look at the notes from your interview. Read it to yourself, then look up at me.
Okay.
How'd you recognize Suge Knight?
I listened to hip-hop.
Were you drinking or smoking pot?
No, sir.
Your mind was clear?
As clear as it could be. Working 20 hours a week at 4 a.m. Drock opens the door. Suge Knight is a few cars over, window open. Drock says, I'm Biggie's boy. And then Suga recognizes him, gives him a dab.
What's a dab?
Handshake.
Did you leave Drock at the diner? Why are you smiling?
Because that's a crazy question. Why would I?
Didn't you leave Drock at the diner?
That makes no sense.
I'm not asking what makes sense, I'm asking did you?
No?
You saw Cassie and Mr. Combs?
Yes, Mr. Combs told me to drive.
You don't know where Mr. Combs got the guns, do you?
I didn't know we had guns until then.
Have you ever been in a situation like that?
No?
You didn't say, I don't want to drive to Suge Knight with guns.
No?
What exactly did you do before you got this job?
I was a door-to-door salesman, then personal assistant.
Now you are going with guns to confront someone?
It was not ideal.
You knew how to get to Mel's diner, right?
I frequent there all the time.
You've never seen guns before, right?
No?
This is a radical departure from your job description. Is that an understatement?
It's the understatement of the day so far.
Do you have immunity?
Ask my lawyer. I have some kind of offer agreement. Proffer.
You didn't tell anyone about this?
Only my wife.
Did you meet with the government this morning?
Yes, briefly.
About what might come up in Cross?
Did the Mel's Diner incident come up? Not that I recall.
It's this morning. What did you talk about?
Your style.
I'm dying to ask what they said, but I won't. I have a few more mundane questions.
I love mundane questions.
Where did you travel with Mr. Combs?
Is a London Saint-Tropez.
Were these vacations?
Business-oriented.
What were you hired as?
Personal liaison, but I was a personal assistant.
He met a highly roster of people.
Second understatement of the day.
Why?
He met with a who's who.
It was important that he be prepared for these meetings, right?
Yes.
It was important that he be on time.
No, we'd change meetings to fit his schedule all the time when he didn't want to show up at a certain time.
He had security because people wanted to touch him, right?
Yes, in the airport and McDonald's.
Was he gracious?
I don't think gracious is a word I'd use for Sean Combs.
Did he sign autographs?
No.
You said he'd stay in the studio until 3 or 4 a.m. and you'd stay with him.
Yes, it was common.
What sort of things would he want to always have with him?
Ketchup, for example.
Did you know he put applesauce on cheeseburgers?
No, but I knew he likes applesauce.
He liked Astroglide condoms and baby oil, but you didn't expense it through the business.
Usually not. I was told he didn't want to run them through the company. He didn't want a record of them.
When you bought the 8-ball of Coke on St. Trope, you didn't tell Mr. Combs, did you?
He was asleep.
Tell me about your relationship with Roger Bonds.
We talked about Bad Boy as a family.
What do you mean?
Mama Combs called me her son many times.
What was the mission?
Make sure he's happy.
Was it fun?
I enjoyed it from time to time.
What was your relationship with Chef Jordan?
Professional.
Did you choke her?
No.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge asked for a sidebar, and then they continued.
Tell me what happened.
We were on Star Island. She told me where to take him. I grabbed her 2 wrists and said, "Stay in your lane."
Was there fallout?
It was reported to corporate HQ. Mr. Combs called me in. Mr. Combs told me, "You can't be putting your hands on women." He told me to give her a gift.
What did you give her?
I rolled up a blunt and gave it to her.
Did she like it?
It appeared she did.
You were in a car with Mr. Combs. And who?
Chris Lighty.
You have taken ecstasy.
I'd party. Sure,
What were things like in the studio?
drinks. Yes, it's a creative environment. I didn't smoke when working with Mr. Combs.
But he caught you smoking once.
I thought he was in for the light. I lit up. He came out, he said, "What are you doing?" I said nothing. He said, "If you're man enough to smoke, you're man enough to tell me?" I said, "Okay, I'm smoking." He said, "If I did it again, he'd fire me."
How about when you picked up two and had with one?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge overruled it.
She asked for $200. I called Bonds and asked, "What the hell?" She asked to take a shower. I said, "That's $200.
On that note, no further questions. What about the incident in Alpine, New Jersey?
To file a police report and say that Chef Jordan had been the aggressor. But I didn't file it. I drove around and told him I'd made the report.
What have we asked you to do?
Tell the truth.
Nothing further. You lied to Mr. Combs about filing the police report?
Yes?
Nothing further.
At this moment, the testimony of Diddy's ex-personal assistant was over, and something we did not expect was Cassie's mom to testify. It was short, but here it is.
The government calls Regina Ventura. Where do you live?
New London, Connecticut.
How many children do you have?
2 Rodri and Casandra.
Who is this Sean Combs?
He dated my daughter.
When did you meet Sean Combs?
2006. My daughter signed with his bad boy records. He was her boss. Then they started dating. They moved to LA.
Read this message from December 2011.
Casandra wrote to me. She said Sean Combs threatened to release a tape and go after her and Mr. Mascuti.
How did you react?
Made me sick. Sean Combs demanded $20,000. He said to recoup losses due to Mr. Mascuti from my husband and myself.
Why did you take a loan to pay Sean Combs?
For the safety of my daughter.
Look in the binder next to you.
These are the photos I took of my daughter's bruises from Sean Combs.
Do you know Mia?
She was an employee of Sean Combs.
What happened?
We were in his kitchen laughing. Sean asked her why she was laughing. She stopped and looked plain.
Now, to August 2016. We're done with the binder. While in LA, did you call the police?
Yes, Sean Combs stole Cassie's Cassandra's phone. They had a bitter argument outside her apartment building. She lived on the 17th floor. They argued at the roundabout.
Who else was there?
Drock?
Is Darman Butler his government name?
He was standing between us. I tried to hit him. Sean Combs took Cassandra's car, a Jaguar. No further questions.
After this, the judge asked the defense if they wanted to cross-examine, but they said no. And that was Diddy's ex-assistant's testimony and Cassie's mom's testimony. What did you think about this? Do you think these testimonies will help the prosecution's case or the defense's case? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you later.